it's really about us. And when you really look at it, there's really no difference between our bodies and this whole world. This
Right.
whole world may just simply be a projection of us, really.
Yeah.
Um,
And each of us, like, you have your own perspective to the luminaries, as do I. Like, I have my own relationship to all of them, the moon, the sun, and as do you. Like, if we were at the edge of the at a shoreline, the light of the sun or the moon would be, going along the water to my feet. I wouldn't be seeing it go to your feet, right? You see it go to your
exactly,
feet. So
exactly.
everything, it's like it's all revolving around each of us personally, you know?
And as that light was coming to each of our feet, we'd be seeing the specular reflection that comes right to our feet. That obviously shows that that water shows no convexity whatsoever.
Right. Can only happen on a flat surface. Hey.
You know.
It's real though. But yeah, that's true, man. And that's why I tend to think that's why I do think there is a creator. I think this place is created. And they're so against that idea, against creation, that it's a huge psyop to me. I think it's all metaphysical up there, and there's no balls in a space vacuum that we're hoping to land on. It's just crazy. I can't believe I ever thought that. The idea that I thought I was living on a spinning ball is purely from programming. Like, oh my gosh, like we would never have woken up and like 10 years old, I never would have walked outside and been like, yeah, yeah, bro, we are so spinning 1,000 miles an hour right now. Like we
Dude,
don't come up with that.
yeah, it's completely insane. Like in retrospect, dude, like when we Monday morning quarterback the entire heliocentric bullshit, it's
Yeah,
completely and totally insane. And just think about it, dude. Just the level of its insanity, just as evidence to like how far and different this world is than the world that was taught to us, bro.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, people have this conception of this like old dude with a beard and and a crown, like sitting on a throne up in the seventh heaven, and he's just hanging out,
right.
watching over us. But in reality, from what we can tell, at least from what I can tell, I'll speak for myself. This reality is nothing like that whatsoever. Now,
Right.
it's yeah, even the idea of the physical is probably just a perception. We're perceiving it as physical,
Right.
right?
I mean,
So
there's how much of the light spectrum are we even able to physically see? So there could be so much more going on above us that we don't even know
yeah,
about due to our
exactly.
physical limitations, right?
I mean, dude, electromagnetism to me is the only demonstrable force in this world. Um,
Hmm.
when you look at obviously gravity and weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force, there's obviously no evidence whatsoever. And anything they tried to put to try to support those is complete fabrication. And I'll call it a theory at best. And that's just me being nice.
Right.
But yeah, this world is electromagnetic, and we perceive a certain frequency band that we call light. But I don't think electromagnetism is the unifying force of this reality. I think it's a different kind of light. It's a light that if you saw it with your eyes, it wouldn't burn your eyes. Just call it ether, call it consciousness. Might as well just call it God, I mean, that's, what's the unifying
Right.
factor? God. There you go. It's not what they're telling us, to tell you that much, bro. But,
Right. Absolutely. You're
you
crushing right
know,
now.
maybe God's
Yeah.
just truth, right? Maybe God's just truth. Does it have
I
to be any
mean,
harder
truth
than
is
that?
a frequency because that's when they say, "Oh, truth, it resonated with you," right? Well, you're resonating that frequency, the vibration of it. We can sense truth, right? Like we
Bro,
have, depending how sharp your discernment is, based off your life trials and tribulations or wherever you've gone through, yeah, you can sense that, you feel that, right?
it's all about resonance, dude. Me and you are resonating right now. They'll
Yeah,
tell us
big
we're
time.
connecting. They'll tell us we're connecting through some kind of quantum bullshit theory, and they'll talk about Einstein Rosen bridges and wormholes, and they'll talk about, you know, they'll talk about quantum physics and quantum entanglement. But in reality,
Right.
we're just all part of the same consciousness, and we're connecting instantaneously via probably the ether. Ether's a good word for it, you know. They had to destroy the
Matt, you
ether.
just... What's
Yeah,
up,
dude.
Harmon? Good to see you, brother.
How you doing, sir?
Good, good, good. Welcome to Melodome, bro.
Thank you.
You enjoying yourself?
Yes, I was listening to your man talking right now. He sounds pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate
Like
that,
it.
dude. Where are you from, dude?
I live on the border of Arizona and Nevada border called Laughlin, Nevada, on the Colorado
Cool.
River.
Where are you at?
The Colorado River, which in no way created the Grand Canyon. It just happened to settle and probably was some kind of plasma discharge that actually created that fucking thing. But to think a
Isn't
river
it
created
funny
is
how
laughable,
I
bro.
laugh about that so hard when people say it now? 10 years ago, I would have go, yeah, that's cool, you know. But now it's
Yeah.
comical.
There's a river at the bottom of a canyon. Who would have thought that? You know,
I always tell them,
who
then why
would
isn't
thought that a
isn't
river
the
would settle at
Mississippi?
the lowest point?
Right.
You know,
I always tell them, why isn't the Mississippi cut the whole damn United States in half deep
yeah,
canyon?
exactly.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's nice to
Anyway,
meet you, homie.
you finished? I like your ether thing. Ether rules everything. I think the ether's the sky. And I gave one example of this one time. I was thinking a few years back about it. And you know how we're told that if you drop a drop of water in a drop of blood in the water, that sharks can smell it 10 miles away?
Right.
That's horse shit. The ether and the water are the same principles. The shark that's nearby that sees the blood or smells the blood sends out the signal through the medium of the water, ether, whatever you want to call it, and connects with the other sharks, and they all come. That's what I came to think when I was thinking about, I was playing golf and I hit a golf shot and I hit it 150 yards out to the green and over the ducks that were in the middle. Then my friend hit a ball and it went straight. It hit a grounder. And before those ball even got to them, those ducks flew. So I think that's what you're talking about. Am I right about the ether? Are you talking about that?
Yeah, man. It's
I
almost
agree
like,
with that.
you know, when you feel like someone's staring at you and you turn around and someone's staring at you. You know, these are things that evidence that this world that they tried to hide from us. I think
Your spidey sense.
Yeah. I think in addition to obviously trying to substantiate some bullshit heliocentric model, I think one of the reasons why they came up with gravity and the weak and strong nuclear forces was to obscure the, well, demonstrable fact that this is an electromagnetic world and we're electromagnetic beings. So if you admit that there's only one provable unifying force, that's electromagnetism, and we can obviously show we're electromagnetic beings. Look at an EKG or an EEG. You can read your brain waves and your heart waves. We're obviously electromagnetic. Right. Look at the chakra
They're using
system all the way up.
to rehabilitate the heart. They're using electricity.
You zap a heart with electric. The chakras match what the ancients knew thousands of years ago. If we're to trust any stories of the Hindus and Vedics, the chakras exactly match the visual light spectrum that we see exactly. So what's my point? They knew it's an electromagnetic world. And they know we're electromagnetic, which connects us directly with it. So they had to obscure it. If we could go to space, the Air Force would have did it. They wouldn't even have to create NASA. It's a fucking joke.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
The fucking Air Force. You would never have to create NASA. It's stupid. You were talking about the consciousness into the computer.
Correct.
Because I wrestle with this, you know, I know this is a theme, and I've contemplated this a lot, and you know, I often wonder, is a consciousness, is a spirit or a soul something that you can trap with technology? And I just posed that question because I'm not sure. I'd like to think not. I'd like to think that your spirit or your soul is yours, and then nobody can take that from you. And now you can give your soul away, I think, and maybe you can consent your soul away to some entity or being, but I'm not completely sure that our soul can be taken by some kind of mechanical or electronic machine.
If they can get what they want, they can just simply turn their machine up to go, okay, we know JM's frequency now. We're tuned into JM 101, and he's already given up his free will to give to us to put into the machine. Boom, now my mind consciousness is completely ripped away from the creator and in their machine. And like he said, once you take that, there ain't no coming back. It's it. You're over. You're done. You've lost connection with me. And in my opinion, it would make sense from Lucifer's standpoint, because he's looking at it going, look, I'm mad at the creator. I don't like him. Not only am I going to do everything to stop what he's doing, I'm going to take this wonderful place that he created that was supposed to be my kingdom that he gave to these piss poor humans. I'm going to take that and I'm going to turn it into the exact opposite of what he created. And I'm going to use his beloved beings to do that. Does that make sense?
Do you think this computer technology that you're speaking of may have something to do with the mechanism they'll use to harvest the souls for the harvesting? Do you think it was like the abyss that's referred to in the New Testament, where the harvesting, or or the archetypal concepts of hell, the blackness, the darkness forever, and the abyss? Would you say consenting or to this machine would be analogous to that?
No, it'll basically trap us here. And if you look at scripture, it talks about we'll get to a time where man will seek death, but death will not come. And I always wondered when reading that as a teenager, going, how the heck could that happen? That's just crazy talk. And now they're literally telling us about doing this. Hey, Bon Jovi. We know you're a little tight on money right now, and we know stuff's a little tight. We can get you back out in the limelight. Follow along with what we're saying and doing.
How do I tune into JM 101? How do I find that channel? I want that channel, bro. I want JM 101. You said you could tune into it. Do you play things like Bon Jovi on there, dude? I'm on with you, dude. I'm right on with you, homie. So I don't believe in the periodic table and the chemistry they gave us, because when they talk about things like subatomic particles and atoms, it's the same thing as like the never-ending galaxy, but on a micro level. It has the same degree of bullshit. I said weak and strong nuclear forces don't exist, man.
You know why it was so easy to figure out about this thing that's been going on for the last 2.5 years? Because it is the exact same model, but like you just said, on the microscopic level, into the inner space and to the outer space. It's the same story, word for word.
Exactly.
All the CGI, all the stuff, everything they say you can't do, it's the exact same story.
It's all based on the bullshit relativity. Yeah. It's all based off the bullshit theory relativity. It's all the fundamentals of the way they define this reality are completely made up bullshit. From the micro to the macro. I'm thinking more and more that these infrared long distance pictures, like the Jay Tolan type stuff that he's taken from planes, that's the death nail in the globe, even like as if we needed another death nail, because, all these experiments where we look, say, 10 miles over water, like, see the Chicago skyline at 50 miles or whatever, strong, compelling evidence. However, even if you have to go up 30,000, 40,000, or 50,000 feet, if you see something 800, 900, or 1,000 miles away, like the Rockies or the Pacific Ocean, if you can see the Rockies from like the middle of America from 900 or 1,000 miles away, even if you had to be 40,000 feet up in the air, when you do the numbers, it explodes the globe. Because think about it, when you're going up in altitude, that is a linear growth. But as we go through distance, going by the supposed Earth curve, which is squared, that is nonlinear exponential growth. So even if you have to go up 30, 40, 50,000 feet to see something 900 miles away, it's impossible to explode.
And it's standing straight up and down. It's not leaning backwards.
Exactly.
To them, well, you would see farther on the ball. That's all they say. You go up higher, you see farther on the ball. That's the only reason. They don't compute that levelness. They don't see it. It's blocked. Even though, like you said, it's undisputable proof, they don't see it. They just don't see it.
Well, it goes to show the level of the indoctrination. And
yes,
of course, because when you apply the slightest degree of logic and reason to their model, it doesn't even get off the ground. I would say it falls apart. It doesn't even get off the ground. So it just goes to show that the emotional level that these people are responding from, when we bring this stuff up to them or they're presented with it, they're responding emotionally because they were conditioned through their emotions. All the indoctrination and everything plays on your emotions, right? So whenever
since 2017, I've been trying to get them to watch just a 10-minute video. They won't even touch, not even watch one, ever.
So what were you going to say? You said you're thinking about trying plant medicine.
Oh, I
but you're
wanted
not
to
sure?
find the natural. If I would find the natural from the beginning,
well,
the base of it.
Dude, what's your name, Harmon? There's a lot of
Yeah.
things you can do, man. You can do all kinds. There's all kinds of plant medicine. You know, THC has a very particular, psychoactive reaction, but there's others you can do, man. You could do iboga, ibogaine. You could do kratom. You can do lots
do
of stuff,
CBD.
man.
You
can
don't even
do
have to do
CBD,
anything
like,
psychoactive. You can just
bro,
do
you can do just little
CBG.
micro doses of psilocybin, bro. Is amazing. Just little micro doses, hundreds of milligrams of psilocybin. You do that for 3 weeks, brother. You're gonna be vibing on a real tight level, dude. But you got to microdose. You got to get it in your system, like over time, dude. You're not really tripping, and it really puts you on a frequency it doesn't feel weird. There's really no adverse effects that I could really tell. You can do it through a tea. I recommend the tea. You could do it. You could soak it in like lemon juice and like take it like that. Lemon helps. You want to put lemon in the tea too. It's easy to look up. Make sure you include lemon in it, because otherwise it happens. Your stomach acids break it down, but you'd rather break it down into its components with the lemon and then consume it. It's much better.
Okay. Knowing me, I won't say yes because I 90% won't do it. But anyway, that's just me. And I love people like that. My uncle is a pothead. He's the biggest hippie there ever was.
What a great critical thinking smoke sesh. That was a good time.